Guardians of the Galaxy called themselves losers in the first movie. But they ain't just losers there. What if I told you this entire movie was seen as a loser movie back then? When it was announced that Marvel is working on a movie around Guardians of the Galaxy, people's reaction were like, who? Bro, out of everyone there is in the Marvel universe and all of that in the comics, we still don't have Spider-Man, we don't have Captain America, Sentry, Doctor Strange, Moon Knight, and you choose this guy to make a movie on?
Come over here and kiss me on my hot mouth.
Like, we're really getting a movie about a tree before Moon Knight? Are you crazy, man? We're talking about times that superhero movies were focused on only like 5 DC or Marvel characters. Every 5 years DC was like, hey, do you know that guy? His name is Batman. Let's make a new movie on him. But sir, we have so many other characters we haven't even touched. Why not we go for Shut up. Go make another Batman movie right now. My man, we already made 3 of them. There is nothing to do in the story. Well, simple. Do another Batman. Get rid of this one. Shoot, kapow. Reboot. The same thing kind of goes for Marvel too, because Spider-Man, right? He's like the most popular superhero character and everything, but the amount of milking this guy has gone through, the amount of extreme milking, there is no milk left inside of this guy. I don't know how you're getting milk from a guy, but like, he's dry. But in the middle of all that being the norm for superhero movies, Marvel comes out of nowhere taking one of their biggest risks ever by bringing up Guardians of the Galaxy, who people barely knew about them. So everyone just hated the idea and didn't even really want to give this movie a chance. Therefore, the movie was a failure, right? It flopped, it was terrible. Marvel kicked out James Gunn like, shoo, get out, you sucker! That was a psych. The movie actually did amazingly. The movie was a massive success, one of the best successes in like Marvel history. The first movie made more than $700 million. That's a lot of dollars. While the other 2 after it each made more than $800 million. That's insane. And Guardians of the Galaxy went on to be known as the most beloved trilogy in Marvel history. So how exactly did it all happen? How did it go from like nobody cares about this to this much success? I'm gonna make 3 videos on this topic, 1 per each of the movies, because these movies are so good. They're actually so awesome, because like I just went on to watch the first movie, so I have like a clear vision, a clear memory about what the movie is even about before making this video. And when I was watching the movie after like 4 years or something, I was like, damn, that was some good shit. It's August 1, 2014. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1 finally releases. As the first thing you get to hear is 1970s or 60s music. A small boy sitting in depression holding its Sonic music player and just vibing. As right after you get to see the poor boy's mother dying from cancer. What a way to start the movie, man. This hurts. Now I want you to think about how many core themes this movie just established in like the first 5 seconds of it. The importance of music to the character and this movie. How our character has a problem of feeling lonely. His mother was probably the last person he truly felt close to. A genuine emotional reason to right away care about our character and take his story seriously. Like his mother just died from cancer. That would be enough to make anyone feel sad and actually care about this guy. Like all of us can understand how painful that would be on a kid, on a tiny kid. So you really want to know that, damn, I feel so bad for this kid. I wonder what's gonna happen to him when he grows up. What is he gonna turn into? The movie right away gives you the answer. Bam 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 Copyright, here it comes, beating my ass really hard. Pointing a gun right on my head and take my money. It's just wild how the movie went from like emotional trauma of the mother dying to cancer onto bam, bro is just walking around on a dead planet dancing to the music while just kicking around rats and taking one of them to use him as a microphone. The change of tone and feeling and the vibe of the movie from the depressing thing that was the start onto this, that's kinda genius. There is a reason to why the movie starts this way, or why our boy was even abducted by the aliens, then why he acts this way with music music and such. Basically every single thing that you're gonna see in this movie, even the most random characters, the most random things that they could just throw in there, every single one of them actually matter. There is a meaning behind them, or they're gonna actually matter in the story of the movie, which is exactly one of the biggest reasons why I say this is probably one of the best Marvel movies ever. I'm gonna give you one example, but we're gonna keep the rest for later in the video. The reason why our boy is dancing around like this and is just so attached to music is because he's still stuck in the age of losing his mother. Music is the only thing that gives him the comfort he needs and the love that he has lost. It's also an example of his attachment to his mother and how he just can't let go of her. And there is a big reason for this later in the movies, cause like instead of 60s or 70s music, our boy is gonna listen to 80s, 90s or even 2000s music. That's meant to be a symbol of him finally growing out of the emotional pain and trying out new things, or the age of the music changing, showing off his character development. But that's like way too far later in the future movies. Let's get back on track. I love how right from the start this movie shows off so many cool different gadgets that Star-Lord has, from a dope iconic mask to the jetpacks or the dual-wielded guns, a gravity thingy, a weird ball that glows and then turns you into goo, so it does the reverse of what balls normally do, and the tech that can show you what a world used to look like before destruction. Cool gadgets are always fun to watch. Imagine Batman or James Bond or the Mr. Bean version of it. Who doesn't love to see weird objects doing cool things? It's always really fun. But I do have one complaint about this though. The first movie does such a fantastic job showing off so many cool different gadgets that Star-Lord has. But then in the next two movies, especially the third one, they just give up on that. They don't bring up any new gadgets, they don't really use the old ones that much. I'm like, why? Why did you give up on it? It was such a cool idea. Why? Now here's the thing. I told you that the Guardians were kind of losers because nobody really wanted this movie. They were like, who even are they? Well, I don't know if this was intentional by the director or not, but even in the movie, even if they say they kind of establish that these guys are losers, which is a really interesting concept. Star-Lord came here for stealing something valuable, but at the same time another group arrives for the same thing. My man tells them, hehe, you might know me by another name, Star-Lord.
Who?
Just like as I said, the exact same thing that happened to people who hear that this movie is being made. Who? And the character in the movie is like, who? That's kinda cool. Then we get a really dope action scene of Star-Lord trying to run away. And I gotta say man, this might be one of the most gorgeous Marvel movies ever. I don't know what's about like the older movies CGI, but something about them just looks so much better. They look so like enjoyable. They have such a like a unique style to them. Like look at this. Look at how gorgeous the cinematic shots, the ideas used, and like, oh my god, the movie is so gorgeous. I just came. I can't even talk anymore. After my boy fully escapes, one of my most favorite characters of this movie calls him up to check up on him and see why he ain't like bringing the orb to all of them, the orb that he stole. Why are you not giving it to me? Give me the orb. What are you doing? That's Yondu, the boss of all Ravagers and the person who was sent to steal Star-Lord when he was a kid. Bro chose to be somewhat of a father figure and grow this man up, make him become one of the Ravagers. But I'm telling you man, this guy is the final boss of trolls.
The high-end community is it's a tight-knit.
My man has one lie he keeps using in the entire movie to make sure that Star-Lord doesn't go like too far with the things that he does. That's telling him that, boy, you see these weirdos? They wanted to eat you when we kidnapped you. They wanted to turn you into kebab and go nom nom nom. And I stopped them. I didn't let them eat you. And you treat me like this now? Do you want me to eat you now? Like imagine telling that to your own kid. Your kid comes here, he does something bad, he does something wrong, I don't know, whatever he does, and you tell your kid, you know what the punishment is gonna be for you? You're gonna be the next meal. That boy is gonna be traumatized for the rest of his life. The start of us understanding his character is that even though Star-Lord ripped him off and kind of like took the orb to sell for himself, this guy told the Ravagers and everyone, you do not kill him, you bring him to me alive. There is a type of awesome secret relationship between these two characters that you get to learn more of in the future movies. Now here we're gonna get our first reveal to the villain of this movie, the leader who those soldiers we saw before serve. And as I've talked about before, the villain of a story is just as important as the main character. So let's see this guy. What are you about? Are you cool? Do you sucky? Let's see. The reveal goes by first seeing a cool, huge, massive ship in space, as we're brought inside looking at the circle type of door opening. And underneath is nothing but black water. A naked blue man for some reason there too, walking with his bare ass to get even more wet for some reason, even though he was like sleeping inside of water. Nah, throw some more water at me. Why? I have no idea. Then dry him up. Like, bro, if you want to get dried up, why you go inside of like the sleep in the thing and then come out and then get more wet to then gets like dried up again? And then he was not dry enough. He was like, you know what? This is not enough. Throw some dirt at me. I just washed myself twice. Make me dirty again. I have no idea what this is supposed to mean. But all I can say is that that's so cool. This is one of the weirdest and the most unique reveals to a villain in Marvel. Especially at the time that they released, you wouldn't really expect these type of things from Marvel, like this crazy creepy type of like circly things coming out of a black water and such. Marvel? You would expect to see something like this out of a Dune movie, or I don't know, a Hideo Kojima game like Death Stranding, not a Marvel movie. And that's exactly why I would say that this intro to the villain pretty effective, but it doesn't end there. Right away, movie establishes that this guy is meant to be super strong and horrifying. He's somebody that nobody wants to mess with, but also he sees the culture of a planet called Xandar as a disease, so his main mission is to wipe them out of existence. Okay, just wait a minute, we have only been 15 minutes into the movie, and just think about how much we learned about this whole story, the project, the world of the movie, the villain, the heroes and everything in just 15 minutes. Normally in 15 minutes most of the movies don't do shit, you just like bored, like when is the movie gonna start? Now we get to meet two new characters, Nebula and Gamora. The relationship between these two is really iconic. They are the daughters of Thanos. This was actually the first Marvel movie to go all out, building up Thanos as the main villain of MCU's whole story. And I would say that they did a fantastic job with it. It's shown to us how people are horrified of the main villain in this movie, but then we get to see how he's also horrified of another man who has chosen him to find something. That person being Thanos himself. And what he's sent to find is an Infinity Stone that's inside of the orb that Star-Lord has right now. Already this was such a banger build up for Thanos, making another super powerful villain, one that like everybody are like, how are we gonna fight against him? How are we gonna defeat him? Then he is the puppet listening to the orders of someone else. So in your mind you're gonna be like, okay cool, that guy is crazy? What the hell he is gonna be? So Thanos sent his daughters Gamora and Nebula to support the Blue Chicks with his mission. Gamora was adopted by Thanos when he fully destroyed and killed her people. Then she was trained to be the weapon of Thanos and do as he wishes. He also did somewhat the same thing to Nebula. But wait, then if so, why does she look like a robot? You're not gonna like the answer. Every time that Gamora did a better job at her task and Nebula failed, Thanos would remove some of her flesh and body and replace it with robotic parts instead. And it's like, that's like crazy, man. So like, look at her and just imagine how many times she failed to be better than Gamora. So first the eyes, the face, the hands, the body, the organs, all of her became robotic. That's crazy. It really makes you understand why she hates her sister so much. Imagine being siblings and you're dealing with your family clearly having a favorite child.
You alienated my favorite daughter, Gamora.
Anyone else that was in her place would kill their sister too. Like, imagine how much that would make you hate your sibling. Your sibling is the reason that your life is hell. Now we get to see our boy ready to get the bag and sell this orb, but he gets kicked out as an example of how nobody wants to mess with the Blue Chicks. But nah, forget about all of that. The actual movie starts from right here. This is where we start to get introduced onto how the whole team was created and the members of it. We first got Rocket the Raccoon cartoon and our introduction to him is that my man is looking at all the people around him and just roasting them, making fun of them like all of you are losers, that you all suck, you're weird. Even the kids. To most people that scene would be like, haha, hee hee, funny joke, I laugh, yeah ha 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 ha. But no, dude, that was not a joke. That's actually part of the story. Later on in the movie, we get to learn how everyone sees Rocket as an animal, calling him many things except his actual name Rocket. They call him, I don't know, a rat, a this, a trash panda, everything except his name. So it makes the poor guy feel like everybody sees him as a freak or looks down on him. He gets sick of the way people treat him because deep down he knows that they are right. He says that he knows he's a freak and he didn't ask to be torn apart again and again and then put back together many times to be turned into whatever he is now. But poor boy was unwillingly torn apart and turned into this, and now he has to feel the pain of everybody else just like humiliating him, just like not respecting him. I feel so bad for him, man. Rocket is the best character in this whole movie. That's exactly why he makes fun of people so much and is so mean. And it kinda helps my man keep his sanity together, because his only friend is right here with him, Groot. And the reason also behind why these two are the only friends of each other, it's masterpiece. It's cinema. On Groot's side is because Rocket is the only person who truly listens to him. And his care for this guy, his understanding makes him the only person who also understands the language of Groot. Because the language is just like I am and Groot. That's it. Like, what are you supposed to understand from that? But this legend, this goat actually understand what it's mean. Crazy. And on Rocket's side is because Groot is the example of the kindest, the best friend you could ever have. He's the only one that has ever truly respected Rocket for what he is. Except when he smells money. Nobody is safe from money, I guess. The meanings behind this movie, the meaning behind the jokes, the characters, their personality between each other is just mwah, cinema. Star-Lord is the emotionally damaged and lonely boy. Rocket is the insecure, depressed boy who feels better by roasting you. And Groot is the example of a pure heart, kind person, but also loves money. There is another member who we get to see here too, Gamora. She is the daddy issue type of character, as I have said. Gamora was sent here to steal the stone from Star-Lord. And just guess how she exactly does it. My girl has done some research on him and knows that this guy loves women a lot. He's one of those crazy level Sims, OnlyFans users, Discord moderators, people with tier 3 Pokemon subs, or I don't know, things like that. So she be standing there first trapping, sucking on some, I have no idea what that is, making my boy Star-Lord feel lacking and fall right into the trap. If you see her talking all nicely, flirting with you, that's a trap. If it feels like a woman actually cares about you and wants to talk to you, she is just checking out your wallet, man. Run as fast as you can. So Gamora's trap perfectly works 10 out of 10 as she gets the orb. Then while Star-Lord is getting his ass kicked, my goat just jumps in to save him. For the rest of this scene, we got Star-Lord trying to run away, Gamora wanna steal his balls, and Rocket or Groot wanna kidnap Star-Lord to give him to Yondu for 40k units, while taking pleasure into watching other people suffer, because they made him suffer, as I said before. There is something that I really love about this. Most other teams are like heroes coming together to protect Earth, or a bold, mysterious person putting them together, or this person or another person. And it more feels like they are co-workers, not really a family. But Guardians of the Galaxy handles this team idea really uniquely. These are 4 people who randomly by luck had to deal with each other. Such an interesting but also fun way to start the relationship between these characters. This very idea was also used by the Thunderbolts movie, which is exactly why I also really love that movie. So all 4 of them get arrested and fail to reach their goals, so as I said, all of them are losers. Pay attention to what I said though. Every single element in this movie matters. Even this guy, this police you see here, right here, like arresting them, even he's gonna matter. Now hear me out, bringing all of them to the prison right at this moment of the movie was a banger idea. Because for one, it gives them all some actual time to talk with one another and get to know each other. Then for 2, it it builds a kind of sense of they need each other to escape. So a proper good reasoning onto why they even evolve into a team. While in the first interaction, Star-Lord calls Rocket a raccoon. And my boy is like, what the hell is a raccoon? That's what you are.
Ain't no thing like me except me.
The conversation among them keeps going as, I am Groot. Y'all are a bunch of thieves. I am Groot. Locust talking, I know what you are. Yes, I know too. Wait, who is she? I am Groot. Can you please stop saying I am Groot? I get it. You don't. That's his language, my man. What kind of language is that? The fuck? What? It's a language of listening to someone with full attention and care, listening to their emotions and such in order to understand what they're saying. The rest of this part is Star-Lord getting mad at someone using his music player like, hey, you bitch, my mama gave me. Nah. As we also get to see the car wash system of the prison, but we all know that the only reason this scene exists is for people to first on Chris Pratt, be like, oh my god, damn, oh damn, look at his abs. But more importantly than that is that he gets to look at Rocket's back, see how messed up he is, how it was actually turned into pieces, putting things inside of him, to kinda understand why or how a raccoon was turned into this. Especially because if you think about it, Rocket the raccoon is the only Earth-related thing that he has seen in like maybe 20 years or 10 years. So seeing this kind of things, he's gonna start actually caring about this guy, which is interesting, I would say. We get to see other prisoners ready to bully our poor boys. But nah, Groot shuts them up. Rocket gives a speech to make sure that no one ever messes with them again. So it also makes Star-Lord be like, yeah, I'm actually with them. Do not mess with me either. Nah. And that's right there. I would say that was the first signs of a team in making, because he felt like he needs them to survive, to keep going. They need to be a team. They need to stick together, which is really important. As we also get to see some form of regret within Gamora, because all the people she has hurt or his father has hurt, all of them are around in here just like wanting to kill her, like, how dare you hurt me. But the thing is that she didn't want to hurt them. She was sent by his father or her father, or she doesn't really like the things that her father does. But still, she feels a lot of regret for the pain she has caused these people. And that's where we get our first view on Drax, the absolute Chad of the team, my personal goat. He's stronger than super soldiers, as I've showed you in this video, while his skin is thicker than your mother, so shooting it with bullets or trying to use a knife, nothing is gonna cut through that skin. That skin is like, damn. This guy was shown here because more than anyone else, Thanos made him suffer. He's a very honorable and kind man, similar to Groot, but not really as forgiving or kind speaking as Groot is. His entire life and care was his wife, daughter and family, but all of them were killed by the villain of this movie and Thanos. So since his entire life was taken away from him and made his life kinda feel meaningless, his new meaning in life has become taking revenge on those two no matter how. Exactly why more than anyone else he wants to hurt Gamora here, because Gamora is the daughter of Thanos. Then Drax was quietly waiting for the right moment to tell them that back off. You think that you're worthy to kill her? You gotta kill her? No man, she has hurt me. Don't you dare. Give me that knife. And you get to see here how everybody are so horrified of him that they're like, whatever man, just take it. Yours. Gamora here says how she's no daughter to Thanos and such. She actually hates Thanos. She wants to see Thanos die. She wants to betray him. But too much pain can sometimes blind you with revenge. That's where this damn simp again shows up out of nowhere to save her. Star-Lord, seeing how everybody else are so scared of Drax, uses this moment for negotiations. He goes like, bro, you don't kill her and you actually help us. Then in return, we're gonna get you outside here and find you the blue cheek so you can go chop on his neck. But here's my favorite part about Drax. He's a very upfront, simple man. So bring up a symbolism, he's gonna think that you mean like touch his neck. Bring up sarcasm or any form of advanced weird talking, then he's gonna feel like you're talking the basic meaning. Okay, I don't know, like saying that I'm gonna eat this guy's balls, and he's gonna be like, what the fuck is wrong with you? You're gonna chop his balls and then eat them? Are you crazy? So he can make up some really funny and unique scenes from it. But I do have one complaint though, because this was was a really cool thing about Drax, but they took it into the wrong direction because especially in the last movie, they just say that Drax is dumb. He's a dummy boy. He's a big, huge bear dummy. And I'm like, no. Now here's another moment where our goats learn that they need each other. So because of it, they form a temporary team. Drax needs them to find the blue chicks. Gamora needs their help to sell the stone onto somewhere else and make sure that these two guys don't get it. Star-Lord also needs the money and also needs to get out of the jail, so why not? Rocket is the only person who can get them out of this prison and escaping. But he does it because the cut he will get from selling the stone is way bigger than the cut the Ravagers will give him for kidnapping Star-Lord. And Groot, as we said, that guy just loves money. No matter what you're gonna do, tell him that, bro, you're gonna get money out of this. Hell yeah, boy! What the hell are you gonna do with the money? What is a tree needs money for? I don't know, buying high quality supreme soil or something? I just love how the team was not formed because let's save other people, but more so because we need each other. An idea that somewhat was again used in the Thunderbolts. So Rocket builds up the plan. We need the access control that the guards of this prison have to use them to open the doors. We also need that battery cell right there. It is very needed, but right when we remove it, the alarms are gonna go off. And more important than anything else, do you see that guy's leg? That's gonna be the most important thing in this whole escape plan. Go get it. Why do you need that leg? Cause funny, apparently. First it was this leg, then it was the eye that he gave to Thor, then it was Bucky's arm. Somehow he managed to get Bucky's arm and he turned it into like the hand of... If you have anything prosthetic, run away as fast as you can. So as they're busy trying to figure out how they're gonna take the battery, Groot is there like, huh? You pointed at this thing? You want this thing? Drax is just there like, what the fuck are these guys doing? What are they just yapping? And then Groot is just here like, what is he doing, man? What is going on?
Ballerina cappuccina.
Gamora goes for the access key, but the guy is like, hey, you really wanna get it? You cannot, it's actually fused into my hand. So she just cuts my man's hand up with her leg. Then my boy Star-Lord is there just wanting the leg, and the guy is like, you want my leg? You gotta pay for it. So he just like gives him all his life savings for the leg, just so he takes it to Rocket, and Rocket is like, yeah, actually that was just a joke. You fell for it? Ha 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 ha. Bitch, you just made me waste all my money and now you're like it's a prank?
It's the biggest piece of dog shit.
I just love how every single member here gets to do something actually useful. Maybe not him. Groot is here taking all the attention onto himself, growing his roots into shields and everything. It was like so cool to watch him do that. As Drax, the strongest character out of all of them, drops in there, beating them up left and right like they're actual toys for his pleasure. Then he grabs the drones and rips them in half. This guy is so strong, is crazy. As he gives one of the guns to Rocket so he can just go do his favorite thing, shooty. And this is the vision of a team in making. This is where you see like, damn, these guys need to come up into a team. I need to see them become a team. These are goats. Everything goes according to plan and Rocket gets to shine here. Rocket gets to flex how massive of a Giga Chat brain he has here. Like not only in 2 seconds he builds like a type of device, but also my man comes up with the coolest prison break idea I have ever seen. Bro turns off the low gravity effect of the whole prison except the room they're in right now and frees the cell so he starts like floating into the air. As then he reprograms every single one of the drones in there so they go under the pod and turns it into like some kind of spaceship so they can just like move in the air and that's so cool, man. Like all of them are so cool. The creativity, the unique way that this prison break happens is just enough reasons to make you actually love this movie. So they all successfully escape, but Star-Lord is like grabbing his stuff and everything, but wait, my music box. Where the hell is that bitch? He didn't put my music box back. Go get ready for me, I'm gonna be back. And all of them are all like, meh, why should we wait for this guy? Is he even gonna survive? Are we just gonna like sacrifice, like maybe someone gets us, maybe we fall in a trap again? Nah, let's just leave. We have the stone, right? You have the stone, right? And this is the part that made me fall in love with Star-Lord. My boy's like, I gotta sing. But forget about that. But oh my god, my man is just walking there with the stone in his hand, dropping it up and down like hey. They think I don't know that they're gonna leave me if I come here? They're not gonna wait for me? My man, I tricked my own boss. I tricked my own dad and stole the stone for me. You're gonna trick the master of tricksters? Nah, Star-Lord is actually cool because of this scene. But then he goes, he finds his music thing, he just smacks the guy, gush, grabs the music box and goes like an angel into space, going to his spaceship. And this part made actually kind of like all the members respect him. They're like, damn, he's actually so cool, such a chat, he went alone. Oh my god. Especially Drax, that's an honorable man. I would love to fight alongside this man. So the man comes in, what were you retrieving, my companion? And he just gives him the music box, and then the guy is like, oh damn, this guy is actually a dumbass. But the thing is that it's not always the object or what the object is that matters. It's actually the meaning that matters, or the personal attachment to that object. And that idea later on becomes a way for the others to actually learn more about Star-Lord, actually take a liking into him, learn about his personality, his sadness, things like that. Now again, remember how I said every single detail in this movie matters. There is a random joke of Rocket building a spaceship destroying bomb inside of Star-Lord's ship. What if I told you even that's gonna matter later on? Who knows? Let's see. For now, they fly towards the floating head of a dang celestial that in the comics was killed by Gore the God Butcher. This place is called Nowhere, so basically nowhere, but you're also nowhere. I don't know, man, it's kinda cool. Tons of trading happens inside of this place, or people even live here because they're all mining the natural celestial fluids and such to sell them. And I'm not gonna lie, this is such a unique take, such a unique place to make the movie take place in, and it's just like so damn cool, man. The visuals of this place, going inside of like this skeleton, the head of a god, a dead god, to then see everybody mining it. This is so cool. The places that we get to see in this movie, the environments and all of them, they're actually so cool. They don't feel like just a mess of garbage dump of just CGI, everything just mushed together. No, they actually kind of feel real. You would be like, damn, I might actually see this somewhere. This feels so real, so cool, so awesome. I want to go there. And the Guardians are here because they want to sell the Infinity Stone onto the Collector. This is meant to be an ancient guy with extreme knowledge about powerful, interesting objects around the universe. Then he collects those things to keep them as display. And this type of character is just an amazing choice for explaining what a powerful object even is. Cause a lot of stories that I get to see make this mistake of just making the character just know, oh yeah, I know what that is, let me give you the lore of this stone, what it is, what it does, everything like that. They just know. I'm like, how do you know? Where did you know? Like, I know, man, I'm that smart, I'm big brain, mega giga brain, you dummy, you dumb. But not here, making the Collector be the guy who explains what the stone even is or what it does. That's actually pretty smart. But no, it doesn't even end there. We get to have a glimpse of why we should be terrified of this thing right away too. They showed some explanations of the stone, okay, that's kinda boring, but then they actually show you why it does and why you should be horrified of it. The girl grabs it and like the stone is so damn powerful that she turns into popcorn. She just goes dead, no more, reduced to atoms. That's exactly how you make me actually interested into that thing and kinda horrified of it. Then it led into like Infinity War and everything. So cool, man. This movie is one of the best Marvel movies ever. I will beat you if you say no. Now to other really cool things that happen on this place as well. One of them is yet again focus on music importance to Star-Lord. Gamora goes to talk with my boy about why did you risk your life to get the music box? Like, what is wrong with you? And then my man is like, because my mom gave this to me and she died. And that's exactly where for the first time she gets to experience something more than just being a serious grumpy assassin. From saying that I'm an assassin, I don't wanna dance, onto fully getting into the vibe and feeling the mood, and almost my boy getting them bitches. Something that I'm never gonna have. Star-Lord is the leader of the Guardians because he brings the best out of each of these characters. The other thing that happened here is Drax getting sick of waiting, so he just called in the blue chicks himself. This scene is very powerful because this very act almost caused all of them to die. You could say revenge took over my man so hard to the point that he completely went blinded. He lost sight on the people around him, thinking about the harms that his own choices might cause. Or so his selfish revenge wishes almost getting his new family or friends killed. And this ends with Rocket saying one of the best lines in this movie: how Drax sees himself in more pain than everybody around him. He lost his entire family, yet my boy lacks the understanding of how probably everybody around him has lost someone. Gamora got her entire race killed by her own dad. Star-Lord was kidnapped as a kid and watched his mother die. Rocket probably had the worst life out of all of them. And for good, he also seems to be the last one of his kind too. Drax was extremely blinded onto how everybody around him probably have went through like horrible things just like him. Until this very moment, how he finally got to see the consequences of his actions.
Oh, boo hoo hoo, my wife and child are dead.
Everybody's got dead people. It's no excuse to get everybody else dead along the way.
Now that right there is what I call
Ballerina cappuccina.
Drax tries to fix his mistake by doing everything it takes to save Gamora and Star-Lord. And that's where I say, yet again, remember the bomb that I showed you before? The one that I said is gonna matter? Just wait, just you wait, like no, actually wait? That random ass joke has now become the exact plan they're gonna use for saving Star-Lord. Even though if you think about it, and they even talk about it in the movie, if you blow up the entire ship, they're also gonna die. So like, I don't know what he was thinking. Maybe he actually wanted to kill Star-Lord? But damn. But they don't actually shoot the weapon because everything seems to be okay. Star-Lord talks about how I like handled everything is fine. Don't shoot it, don't kill us, please don't kill me. Now here is two things that I want to talk about here. For one, how Star-Lord used to be an extremely selfish loser. Until now calling Yondu to pick him up, the guy who wants to kill him and turn him into sushi. Then putting his own life in danger, suffering for the sake of making sure that this person, this part of the team doesn't die. I gotta make sure that she stays alive even though my face is gonna frost. I wouldn't even do that. Probably none of us would actually do something like that. So actual goat. Like if you think about it, if Yondu didn't listen to him, if Yondu left, he wasn't there, this guy would have been dead right now. The amount of balls, the amount of like massive huge balls on this guy, crazy. Rocket and Drax also get in the ship to hear what Quill has done. Star-Lord explains how the plan with him and Yondu is that he's gonna help them so they together go after the stone. They're gonna get the stone from the blue chicks and he's gonna give it to Yondu. But he does have a plan on how they're gonna do it, but it's like a part of a plan. It's still a plan, but it's like 12% of a plan. 12%! Where the hell did like the other 78 or 88 or whatever, where did it go? Did you eat it? 12% is not even a plan? Are you dumb? Are you stupid? But this is one of the best scenes in this entire movie and exactly what shows you why Star-Lord is the leader of this team and not just Drax or Rocket. He's the GOAT. He's the legend. This is exactly where in the movie Star-Lord calls all of them losers. Or so, people who have lost a lot, their homes, their families, having normal lives, but also having the courage to say, not today! Having the balls to go against that from now and control who he is. Then he says, today has given us a chance to give a shit for once. So he's gonna take that chance and not sit there just watching the blue chicks wipe out millions of innocent people. But Rocket brings up something really important here, because like all of them fighting against blue chicks or whatever Ronin, that's suicide. That's just like going like, I don't know, fighting against Kratos or Doom Guy, thinking that you're gonna actually beat Doom Guy? You? Doom Guy? Star-Lord did an amazing job making the team think with more of an open mind, then try to build something more meaningful out of their lives. But here is the part that makes people love Guardians of the Galaxy so much. It's not my boy's heroic choices that makes the team so good, or Rocket's big brain, Drax's super strength. It's more so how they complete each other. Monkey together strong, monkey alone depressed, no wife, Sad. So right when Star-Lord is out of ideas, worried about the life of his team, Gamora comes up saying, I would be grateful to die among my friends. How can you still be watching this video and not say that this is one of the best Marvel videos ever? Not video, I mean this video is amazing, you should like it and subscribe and maybe share it to your friends and everything, there is comment too. But this movie, man, this movie, mwah, I would eat it. This finally builds Guardians of the Galaxy, them having the courage to fight for the sake of each other, seeing one another as family and friends, and realizing how perfectly they complete each other as a person. And now that they have realized this, the plan goes from 12% to 30% to 50% to maybe 60%, then to 100%. See that how works? How damn it be down? As I said before, this guy we saw in the movie capturing Star-Lord and putting them into jail, he was gonna matter, right? And he does matter. Star-Lord is like, calls them, he's like, my boy, my man, Blue Chicks is coming to beat your ass. The emo man or the villain finally is here for the end battle, as Star-Lord's plan is going full in effect. Now here we get to see all the elements of the movie finally coming together. The Ravagers and Yondu are protecting the citizens and fighting the enemy ships. Guardians break away into the ship. Then Xandarians who get the message send their ships to create this really cool barrier to protect the city and make the ship kind of stuck in it. That's such a unique and cool idea. Now again we get another scene to show us how strong the bond among these guys has gotten. Groot creates this tiny pretty lights into the sky for his friends so they can actually see everything. It's so wholesome. As Drax uses this moment to thank the team for accepting him as a friend, even after all the horrible choices that he made. He calls Peter Quill his friend, this dumb tree a friend. And that real looking kinda hot alien grin.
Oh, you must stop!
Yeah, she ain't gonna forgive him that easily after he actually choked her and tried to kill her and he was like, your father is horrible, I'm gonna kill you, so of course she's gonna need some time to actually forgive him. But Nebula jumps in being like, Gamora, you were always useless, annoying, dumb, big dummy, tiny brain. And that's exactly where Gamora finally goes, dang, you know what, he's actually kinda cool, I'm gonna marry him. And right after this moment, I gotta show this one. This man is so cool. The amount of aura farming that he does in this movie, even in the next movies. This guy is one of the coolest Marvel characters ever. My personal goat, my personal favorite. Of course, I'm talking about Yondu. Just look at what he's gonna do in this scene.
Time to suffer!
If I was Star-Lord, I will thank the lords for making this guy my new father. He's so much cooler than his actual father. It's crazy. Another great choice here is to show off the strength of every member of this team and how yet again they need each other. Rocket is the best pilot among them, so he's out there protecting people from death. Drax is the strongest among them, so he just goes there, grabs the strongest like soldier, the strongest person of the Blue Chicks, and he just like Gamora is the best at tactical fighting, doing cool moves, going video wow wow shao shao, and then she's just doing all of those on Nebula. Star-Lord has the best range attack skills among them and he has guns, so he goes shooty shooty, while Groot is the best at crowd control, so he goes kinda silly.
Ballerina Capu.
As they're trying to reach onto Ronin, we finally get to see the villain do something interesting too. My man gets to show off the power of the Infinity Stone by blasting the defense cover, just like going zap, one zap, not even twice or more, just one zippy, and all of the planes, all of the ships are dying. And again, another wonderful choice made by the movie. There's too many of them, I know. We get to see so many ships exploding and so many people dying in them. But normally you wouldn't really feel anything when that happens. You're like, okay, cool, they're just like ships, they're either empty or it's just random people I've never seen, I don't know their name, and why would I care they're dying? Kill them more. But James Gunn solves this by making a really smart choice. They make it so in one of those ships there is a person who we actually have seen before, right near the other police officer or whatever we saw before, and we get to see him suffer horribly here, be crushed together in extreme amount of pain and not just really die right away. While for the first time we also hear Rocket using his actual name too, Saul. Getting to see someone we have seen before in one of those ships and go through so much pain, being crushed together, exploding, and Rocket saying their actual name, that actually makes it kind of depressing. Now you're like, no, Ronin, you bitch. Why? Now our boys finally make it onto Ronin before it's too late. As yup, there it is. Everything you see in this movie matters. From being built onto fully ready and explained until now we're finally gonna see what it does. But oh damn! A great way to make you actually care about the villain and actually be interested into like, damn, what, how our heroes are supposed to fight him. I just shot him with a nuke that destroys an entire ship and he just wiped it out like it was dust. That's how you make a villain have aura and make me interested in him. But Rocket comes into clutch, ramming into the ship, causing all the controls of the ship to break, so the ship just starts crashing onto the city. In one of the most beautifully shot CGIs I've ever seen. Like watching the ship just explode half of this entire city and it's just like crashing into it. The scenes, the visuals, the camera work, gorgeous, man. They don't make movies like this no more. Once again here, the movie gives us another reason to actually care about the Guardians and want them to succeed. Groot here is really worried about his friend's death because of how the ship is crashing. So he chooses to sacrifice his own life for the sake of everyone else, just like how Star-Lord did in the past. He tears apart his body, forming it into a really thick ball instead, and have like those little lighty things we saw before return inside of here. Then he stretches his arms around across the ship to make sure that this ball is like sticks into one place, doesn't jump around. Rocket is watching his oldest friend prepare for his death, crying and having a hard time to taking this in, and he's just like, nah, my boy, my poor boy, what are you doing? Then Groot says,
We are Groot.
well, I don't exactly know why he said we instead of I. This scene might have a lot of different meanings and I don't know which one exactly it's gonna be, so I'm gonna let you choose between these three meanings. It could be that Groot loves this new family so much that he finally is learning to actually speak other words than I am good, so he just learned we and then he's gonna learn he and she and it and they and them, and he's gonna keep going. Good job, my boy. Or it could be that we are good just means that we're family and we gotta protect one another. Based on who the voice actor is, that's actually possible. Or it could also mean that Star-Lord and everybody else are finally starting to learn what the Groot language even is. Or that we as the audience are slowly starting to understand what Groot says is directed towards us. It could be any of these 4 or 3 choices. It's not really like clear which one it is, but sometimes that's actually a good thing about movies, because sometimes the movies want to give you the chance to be like, hey, yo, which one do you think it is? What do you think the meaning of the movie is? And there's nothing wrong with that. That's actually kind of cool. So actually, you know what? Tell me in the comments which one of these meanings do you think is the actual one or the one that you like the most. Now yes, even though Groot dies here, we do see him in the other movies and even in the end of this movie dancing and all of that. But that's not really the real actual Groot, don't get it wrong. This is meant to be the child of Groot. It's supposed to be an offspring. He dies so a new Groot can be born from his ashes. Which means that yeah, the true friend of Rocket is dead, and now this baby, that's kind of like he's a father now. Because of that, the emotional meaning truly stays here. Groot actually sacrificed himself, he fully died to make sure that everybody else in the team stay alive. But his legacy lives on through his kid that was born from his death. As they get up to see Ronin ready to end this world, but once again, the music theme of this movie returns. Star-Lord uses the music and some moist critical ass dance moves to distract Ronin, while the time used make it so that my goat, he just goes there, he prepares the weapon that he built once, he like gets it ready, he like fixes his issues and everything, and bap, that gun once again comes up. I keep telling you, man, everything in this movie, I know, I'm gonna shut up, sorry. From being built to seen and explained what exactly exactly it's gonna do to actually finally shooting it to now it's genuinely gonna be useful. Because they launched the nuclear right onto the hammer this time and not the Ronin himself. And it goes like the hammer goes kaboom, the stone is flying into the air, so Star-Lord jumps like, yeah, my stone, and he grabs it. There, everybody dies, the movie ends because if you remember, everybody who touches these things go kaboom, so Star-Lord goes kaboom, and that's it. The movie ends right there. How was it? Did you like it? No, as Gamora said last time, they're all ready to die together among their friends. And they have gone through so much, bonded together so much, learned how they complete each other to the point that this happens. Gamora comes in waiting for Quill to take her hand, as Star-Lord sees it like her mom, meaning that he has finally accepted her death because as a kid he didn't hold her hand if you remember. So he finally gets to fix that mistake or feeling like he might even join her. Drax comes in to help out as well, or even Rocket, and they all get to finally control the stone even though no other mortal has ever done that before. Well, we actually kinda know that Star-Lord was not a mortal in this moment, but let's keep that for later. That doesn't really matter right now. And they get to destroy Ronin in an actual satisfying way, something that actually makes sense. Not a plot armor or nerfing the villain, making them dumb, stupid, they just die because they were dumb. No, a lot of stories make that mistake. They have no idea how they're gonna defeat the villain. The villain is too powerful, so they're like, you know what, makes the villain a dummy. He dies because he was stupid, he made a bad choice. But I really hate that. You should win against the villain because you can be stronger than them, and that's exactly what happened here. This was genuinely a banger scene. So this scene is kinda just meant to show you how they all have accepted what they are now. They know the crazy things they can do if they stick together. And even in death, they would rather die together than watch one of them die alone. They would rather just like touch each other, get around each other's hands, so they all of them go kaboom instead of just one of them go. It's gorgeous. Cinema. This type of scenes in Marvel. Damn, Krabby Patty's secret formula probably was written from this movie. So these random people went from absolute losers, people who like nobody even knew their names, onto the very people who saved both an entire planet and the whole galaxy, earning the name of Guardians of the Galaxy. And unlike Star-Lord, who chose his name himself, he was like, Star-Lord, that's actually a pretty damn cool name, I'm gonna get so many bitches because of that name, so he chose it. But no, not here. Guardians of the Galaxy was given to this team by the villain and the people who got saved, which makes this like, that's so cool, man. Instead of like Star-Lord being like, hey, I came up with a really cool name for our team, Guardians of the Galaxy, and I'm like, boo, kinda cringe. That's so cool. He even chooses to trick Yondu yet again to make sure that the stone is kept somewhere safe, showing how heroic all of them have truly become. That's exactly how you truly make a banger ending to your story. And if that's not enough, Star-Lord finally opens the gift that his mother gave him like 20 years ago or something. And this is because of what he saw when he nearly died, or how he finally accepted to hold the hand of his mother. Also how he even finally moved on from her mother's death, accepting that she's gone. I need to move on, I need my new family, take care of these people instead of just being so sad that my mother is gone. And the music tape gift from his mother also says Awesome Gift Volume 2. This is such a cool Easter egg, man, because the movie started with Volume 1, a banger, amazing, awesome gift, and now we're on Volume 2. The Easter egg is pretty clear. Volume 1 was this movie, Volume 2 is gonna be the second movie, and Volume 3, if we get it, is gonna be the third movie. And all of them are represented by music tapes with different musics in them. I love this movie, as the music has a line in it, if you need me, call me, no matter where you are. How would you look at that? The girl who said, I don't dance, I do not dance, I'm too cool for dancing. Now she didn't even need to be told to dance, she's just like biggie 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 boogity boo, boogity boogity boo, she's like dancing. So she learned to dance, Star-Lord learned to move on from his past and focus on his new family. Rocket got to have actual friends who love him, care for him, and he got to have people to actually care for for too. Drax finally got to fix his broken mindset over revenge and become more selfless, protective of his new family, while Groot sacrificed his own life for all of them for the next generation. The fact that every single one of these members of this team got full-on character development, they got to shine, they get to actually do something interesting, evolving to a much cooler character than they were in the start of the movie. You don't see a lot of movies do that. You don't see a lot of movies have such a big team and cook with every single one of the members. That's some master chef cooking. That's insane. This is exactly what makes Guardians of the Galaxy one of the best Marvel movies ever made. But I don't know, if you want me to make like some other videos on the second volume or the third movie, tell me in the comments, like the video, maybe subscribe too, so I know if you want me to keep making videos like this. But wait, don't go. What if we like put Guardians of the Galaxy against the Avengers, against the Thunderbolts, they go catch up how they beat each other, who's gonna be the strongest team among the three, who's gonna be the best team? I've actually made this video right here on the same topic I just talked about. It's such a good video, it's such an awesome video, you're gonna love it. Go watch it right now, you're gonna enjoy it so much, you're gonna love it. Go watch it right now.